again. Me, Miss Sally and Rusty. You have to excuse Rusty, he's just washed his hair, so he's got his towel on to dry his hair. Looks very handsome, doesn't he? Well, I hope you've all had a good week and kept yourselves busy. We've been busy and played lots of games and enjoying each other's company. Hope you've been keeping up with your schoolwork and your reading. That would be really good if you could manage that each week. Anyway, this week's story. Remember we had Horrid Henry last week, so I thought we'll have something a bit different this week. I'll just show you. It's called Blood and Guts and Rat's Tail Pizza. Sounds awful, doesn't it? Let's have a read and see what it's all about. Okay, here we go. Blood and Guts and Rat's Tail Pizza. Chapter 1. The Blood and Guts Cafe was open. Big Billy Bones, the owner, was snoring behind the counter. Cruncher the dog was asleep under a table, and Hank was staring out of the window. There were no customers. Hank opened the door and looked out. The street was empty. "That's weird," said Hank. He looked up at the sign in the window. Slug and snail stew, lovely crunchy shells. Rat's tail pizza, 10 tails on each slice. Scrambled worms on toast, all burned black. And Saturday special, guts pie with blood sauce. P.S. Absolutely no girls. Hank wiped the sign with a cloth. Big Billy Bones didn't like girls. Hank agreed. He had 5 sisters, and he had to wait to use the bathroom every single morning. He gave absolutely no girls an extra polish and then looked out of the door again, but the street was still empty. "Very weird," said Hank. He shut the door and went into the kitchen. The stew was bubbling on the cooker, the pies were in the oven, and the rat's tail pizzas were laid out in rows. The worms were wriggling in a bowl. Hank went to see Big Billy. "Please, sir," he said, "what should I do? There's nobody here." Big Billy Bones woke up and frowned. Big Billy only looked happy when his cafe was full of customers. "Nobody here? Why not?" "I don't know," said Hank. "Well, then go and find out," said Big Billy. "No customers means no money. No money means no job. If you want your job, get going." Hank and Cruncher walked down the road. "Well, there's Spotty Pete's house," said Hank. "He comes every day for slug and snail stew." "Woof," said Cruncher. Hank rang the doorbell, but there was no answer. Hank and Cruncher walked to Three Legs Larry's cottage. "Well, Larry always wants scrambled worms," said Hank. "Woof," said Cruncher. Hank knocked on the door, but there was no answer. Hank and Cruncher went round the corner and stopped. "Look," Hank said, "there's Spotty Pete and Three Legs Larry and Fingers Fred." Cruncher wagged his tail. "Woof." "They're eating," said Hank. "They're eating cake." Hank rubbed his eyes. Pete and Larry and Fred were sitting outside a cafe, but there had never been a cafe there before. The cafe was on wheels and the tables were outside. Tables with fancy tablecloths and chairs and fancy cushions. "Hi, Hank," Pete shouted. "Come and have some cake." Hank came closer. There was a sign above the window. Mighty Millie's Travelling Cake Shop. "Hi, Hank," Larry waved. "Come and try a dainty daisy cupcake. They're yummy." Fred rubbed his tummy. "Oh, Millie," Hank thought. Just like a girl to steal our customers." A big, hairy monster came out of the cafe. "That's Mighty Millie," whispered Pete. Beside Mighty Millie was a much smaller hairy monster. "Hello, boy. I'm Little Mo," she said. "Do you want some cake?" "No," said Hank. "I don't like girls and I don't like cake." "Fancy that," said Mighty Millie. "All girls and all cakes." Hank scowled. "I don't like girls who steal Big Billy Bones's customers." "And I don't like rude boys," said Little Mo. She tipped the jug over Hank's head. "Try some buttercup custard." Oh, spluttered Hank. Pete, Larry and Fred laughed. Cruncher barked loudly. "Woof, woof, 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 woof." Hank sneezed. "Achoo! I'm going to tell Big Billy Bones." "We're shaking in our shoes," Little Mo said. "Nipper, come here." A very little dog came running around the corner. "Nipper," said Little Mo, "chase them." "Yip, yip, yip, yip," said Nipper, and nipped at Hank's ankles. "Ow!" yelled Hank. "Ow!" Nipper bit Cruncher's tail. "Oh!" yelled Cruncher. Hank ran and Cruncher ran too. Nipper ran after them. Yip, 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 yip. They ran all the way back to the Blood and Guts Cafe. Big Billy Bones stared at him. "What's that dripping off the end of your nose?" he asked. "Buttercup custard," said Hank. "Buttercup custard? Yuck," said Big Billy. "Did you find our customers?" Hank nodded. "Yes, they're eating cake with girls." "What?" roared Big Billy. Hank nodded again as he wiped his nose and licked his fingers. They've gone to a cake shop with girls?" Big Billy growled. But Hank wasn't listening. He was licking his fingers. "Hey, Big Billy, this tastes amazing." "Won't be any good," said Big Billy. "Not if it's made by girls." "Just try it," Hank said. Big Billy scooped a blob from behind Hank's ear and put his finger in his mouth. Ooh, a slow smile spread across his face. "By my ding-dong trousers, you're right. That custard's the best. Off you go, boy." Hank stared. "Well, go where?" "Go and find out how to make buttercup custard. Just think of it. Slug and snail stew with buttercup custard. Rat's tail pizzas with buttercup custard. Scrambled worms with buttercup custard. And guts pie with blood sauce and buttercup custard. Why, we'd make our fortune. I want that custard and I want it now." Okay, that's the end of part 1. Click onto part 2 and we'll continue the story.